Stevie Wonder, we are now in the 70s. We have made it. We made it through the 60s with another legendary soul artist, and now we have to go through a bit of a transition period as we enter the negotiating phase. So this is the early 70s. Stevie's making hits. Stevie is going through a period of self-discovery. Stevie wants to write and compose his own records. Stevie's grown up. We're talking about from 12 to 18 to where he's at now, 1920. So as we've seen, definitely as we saw with Marvin, they put out live albums. They got to keep the train rolling, so they got to keep people interested as they enter into these contract negotiations, and that's where we get the Stevie Wonder live album, which is a 1970 live album that Motown put out during this time. It is an hour long, which is pretty incredible because, you know, most albums tend to run in that, especially Stevie's, I think 35 to 40 minutes. I think the longest he's had was like 36, 37. But what we have, and this is like the second live album that Stevie has done, but what we do have is we have Stevie performing a lot of the hits and songs and singles that he recorded during the period where, where he started to kind of enter into, like, find himself. So, opened with Sunny, which was a big hit. Bunny Sigler did the original. So we opened with that one. They love. A lot of R&B artists back in the day loved For Once in My Life. So let me back up. He opened with For Once in My Life, set it off. Then he went into Sunny. Then he did the love theme from Romeo and Juliet. Everybody's Talking. And he started to get into a little bit of the hits with My Cherie Amour, Yester Me, Yester You, Yesterday, so on and so on. So I thought overall this was okay. And as we continue, he did some other tunes, Place in the Sun, Down to Earth, the Bob Dylan record, Blowing in the Wind, which did really, really well for him. Some other songs, Alfie, which was on the instrumental album, the easy listening instrumental album that he put out, which was a hit for him. And then he closed with For Once in My Life, and then he thanked everybody. So we opened and closed with that song. The standout for me is By the Time I Get to Phoenix. That is the one that I like on here, and most notably, I like the one that Isaac Hayes done. That is one of my favorite versions of this song. But I think the first time I listened to this one and another one, I did not notice him doing a version of that. And this time on the second and third go around, it actually caught my attention. So I think it is the notable record on here and one of my favorite records on here, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So next up, we have another live album, but I think this one is pivotal to us kicking off the 70s Stevie Wonder. So we'll return with that one next.